See you all around my way. I'm just way too shy. I gotta make you see this.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know, my name is Shae, or Shae Monroe, and as you can tell by the title, we are going to be talking all things credit today. So before we get into this video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. Make sure to click the notification bell so that you can be notified every time that I upload a video. Just to let you guys know, as a quick disclaimer, I will be looking down quite a little bit as I have notes on my phone in order to assist me through the video, so just take no notice of that. About how I know about credit and why it's so important. I learned about credit from my mum. My mum's been in the property industry now for about approaching 20 years, and she's always stressed to us that in order to get a mortgage or in order to get the best rates when applying to buy a house, you must have good credit. With that being said, it's always been one of my aspirations, like within the future, to get a house. Obviously no time soon, but within the future, to eventually have that as one of my accomplishments. So I've always thought that learning about credit, knowing about credit has been important, and I've always been on it from a young age basically. So shout out to my mum for that. Shout out to you, mum. And now what I'm gonna do is tell you why credit is important. For things like leasing a car, taking out a loan, getting a mortgage and getting a phone bill, having good credit is pretty much essential to you getting the best for your money basically. So that's why credit is so important, and if you want to learn how to work your credit up, or even just to start taking your credit seriously, watch this video. So first things first, we're going to talk about a way that you can work your credit up, and that is through registering to vote. Please guys, put yourself on the electoral roll. That is one of the easiest ways, or the easiest way, to get your credit up. If you're not on the electoral roll, basically providers can't prove where you live. Once you put your name on the electoral roll, you need to basically tell them where you reside, and when you do that, it means that you can now be held accountable just in case things go wrong, which they shouldn't, because you're going to take my advice in this video, but just in case things go wrong, they know where you live basically. Next, we're going to talk about actually creating credit. This is going to sound so silly, but when I say creating credit, you're literally putting yourself in debt in order to get yourself back out of it. This is so that providers can learn to trust you. When you pay back the debt that you have taken out for yourself, you do that in a timely manner. Each time you pay that back, it works your credit up. So basically, providers need to know that they can trust you in order to give you more. So when I say more, that means that you can get more loans out, like higher loans, instead of taking out a small loan, or they can give you better interest rates because they have learned to trust you more. So that's one way, actually creating credit, and it's the most important thing to get a provider to trust you. It's only going to work in your benefit. So please guys, create credit basically in order to start working up your credit rates. The next thing we're going to talk about is paying stuff back on time. Guys, if you take anything away from this video, it is this. When you take out credit, please pay it back on time. And when I say pay it back on time, I don't mean pay it early, because that's not going to help you either. Don't pay it early and don't pay it late. Pay it on time. The reason why I say don't pay it early is because you've already agreed to pay it back by a certain time, and that provider needs to know that you can do that. So even if you've taken out a loan that you need for a week, but you've agreed to pay it back over a year, use that money and pay it back over that year. That's so that, again, they can learn to trust you. If you pay it back early, then how are they going to know that each time they need a payment from you, you're going to be able to pay it? So yeah, don't pay back early, guys. As much as it might be in your best interest, put the money aside if you have it, and make sure you pay it back on time, the time that you've agreed to pay it back. Next, we're going to talk about how much stuff you can apply for at one given time. My personal advice would be not to apply for too much stuff at one time. That is because if you apply for many things at one time, it initially makes your credit go down. So when you apply for, let's just say, a phone bill, your credit will go down significantly before it comes back up. That's because with each payment, it boosts your credit up just that little bit. So if you apply for, let's say, 5 things within 1 month, each of those things is going to shoot your credit down significantly. So let's say, for example, God forbid, you have a really bad month and you need a loan today, and you've just applied for 5 different credits. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot, and you're not going to be eligible to get what you've asked for because your credit has gone down so much. I hope, as I said before, this is making sense. It is a bit complicated, but don't apply for too much credit at one time. I know some of you are probably going to be thinking, how do you know all of this stuff? How do we know that we can trust you, etc, etc. As I said, I've been working my credit up since I was 18 years old. I'm currently about 6 points away from the highest bracket, so that's really good, especially for my age. As I said, I'm only 22. So please, if you're watching this video, especially if you're young and you haven't started yet, do take my foolish advice, listen to what I'm saying to you, and pay back your stuff on time, guys. As I said, that's the most important thing to take away from this video. I've seen so much people do foolish things like take out a car lease and not be able to pay it back on time, or not being able to afford the amount that they've asked for, or silly things like taking out a phone bill, taking out a credit card and maxed it out and not being able to pay it back. These things are all going to affect you in a negative manner, and if you want to set up yourself as good as possible for the future, please pay back your stuff on time, because you're only going to shoot yourself in the foot. I've been told that regardless of how much money you have, unless you could buy a house out in full, if you don't have good credit, you're broke, because you're not going to be able to use the money that you have, because you're not going to get approved for anything. So please take my foolish advice, listen to what I'm saying. As I said before, it's worked for me. I'm not an expert, so don't take what I'm saying for gospel. Do your own research. If you're stuck on anything, please message me at Shae Monroe on Instagram, and at NSMCX on Snapchat, and I'll be happy to help, honestly, because this is like the foundation of the business world. Good credit is like the foundation of the business world. So please, as I said, do take my advice. That concludes this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Do like, comment and subscribe. Share with as much people as possible, and I'll be sure to see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
See you all around my